Today we're going to talk about how to shop for Moser antiques, particularly antiques. Although Moser still does make products up until perhaps even now. But for our purposes, we're interested mostly in the older Moser. Now, when I say older Moser, that could be the 20s. For instance, this stuff was designed by a fellow named Joseph Hoffman for Moser in the 20s, and was made by Moser. It's handmade. As you can see, it has this is what's called a pontil scar, and it has not only a ground pontil but a polished pontil. That usually indicates that some glassmaker is really good at what he does, and probably is a little more expensive glass too. But this is this smoky glass, and this is a Joseph Hoffman design. This too is a Joseph Hoffman design, and is this, as you can see, this very modern, relatively modern, geometric kind of glass. This was quite popular at that period of time, but I don't think they make this. Joseph Hoffman is no longer with us, so they sure don't make new designs from him. These two lamps are also Moser, older, probably turn of the century, and they are, as you can see, they're glass with an applied gold designs, very, very intricate designs. And I'm feeling these little hobnails because they stick out. They're not painted on. They're part of the glass now. And these are silk shades. They're replacement shades. They aren't the original shades, but the original shades were expensive, silk, pretty much like them. So those are something very different, as you can see, that Moser does. They makes things like this, they makes things like that, and then before in the 1800s, these are Moser things during the period of time when Moser was in Bohemia. Now, later on it was called Czechoslovakia. Now it is the Czech Republic, and then Slovakia is another country. But these were very, very highly sought after. Even at the time, they were expensive. They were sought after. Only the pretty well-off people could buy them. They're cut crystal and then overlaid with another color. In this case, amber. This is another example of the same thing. In this case, there's etching of a house, an etching of a floral arrangement, and as you can see, they are really, really detailed and exquisite. This is the third one. Gold rim. Each panel is a scene that's again the theme of houses and the theme of grapes and laurel and fern. And these are all made in the 1800s, probably mid to late 1800s. And these as well. These might even be a little older. But these are brandy sniffers. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is really applied. I think it's applied porcelain. It doesn't. It's applied to the outside of the glass because it's very prominent. So it's not just painted on there, it's a part of the glass altogether. And these are little brandy sniffers. So those are just examples of what Moser can do. When you're shopping for Moser, It's kind of challenging unless you have got at least a preliminary knowledge of the kind of things that Moser made. A lot of this stuff that is Moser is not marked. And because it's not marked, there's always an if as to who made it. But on the other hand, when you get, let's say, something like this that is made, it would be so horribly expensive to make a fake, right? It would be cheaper to buy the original, even though the originals are not cheap. So there's just that. You can look at it, and it's pretty easy to tell the difference in quality between this and anything that could be considered a fake. So you may have to worry less about Moser in that respect, considering that it's not marked. It doesn't have a mark on it. Actually, many of the things that are on the market that are not real are marked after the fact. They are marked, and so having a mark doesn't necessarily mean that it's proof against being a counterfeit. But that's just it as a little sample of what Moser can do. I can even just scratch the surface in a video like this. So you might want to just get on the internet and type in Moser, and you can see that it's really some of the most fascinating stuff that the world's ever produced in glass and porcelain, and you will be rewarded if you learn how to shop for Moser and buy some. Thank you.